Welcome to Understanding Coverage in Wireless Land. We're going to be covering some very important concepts. First of all, the fact that coverage is still important. We can't do away with it just because capacity is needed. We still need coverage where we need coverage. Secondly, coverage is not simple, and we'll talk about this as well. It's important to understand that coverage is the foundation of capacity. You certainly cannot have capacity in a given area if you don't have coverage in that area. And, of course, coverage is technical, so we'll go into several of the technical aspects related to coverage today. Remember, though, that coverage is not simple. So, for example, covering one client does not equate to covering another client at the same location when allowing low data rates or at some given desired data rate. So let's say your desired data rate is 54 megabits per second. And you then have one client that when it does connect from a specific location, that's what it gets, 54 megabits per second. It's entirely possible that a different client would not be able to achieve 54 megabits per second at literally the exact same pinpoint location. And this is because different clients have different receive sensitivities, different antenna factors, and so forth that end up impacting the data rate they're actually going to be able to achieve at that location. Additionally, changing environments result in changing coverage. So that is to say that some environments are dynamic. Think about warehouses and manufacturing environments and shipping environments where trucks come and go and things like this. These changing environments result in changing coverage because remember, coverage is born not out of just some direct propagation pattern, but also indirect propagation patterns with reflection and other factors as the radio frequency waves move throughout the space. So in these changing environments, it's often best to design for the environment in a kind of worst case scenario related to propagation. For example, when all the shelves in a warehouse are full, or when there are several trucks in the area instead of no trucks in the area, and these kinds of things. So we want to think about that when we're designing for those environments. And then also changing clients results in changing coverage. So you may have built your wireless LAN for a specific client pool, and now you may be getting new clients into the space that may change your coverage perception because you need the right coverage from the perception of those new clients. And the reality is just because they're newer clients does not mean they are better clients from a receive sensitivity perspective. They may have older chipsets in them even though they are newer clients. This is not uncommon in specialty devices. Think of things like door locks and monitoring devices and things like this that might be added to the space. And sometimes they're also added at the periphery of the space. For example, a door lock is obviously at the egress or ingress to the facility, and so therefore it's going to be at possibly the edge of a coverage area and may or may not have the coverage that is required there. So these are the kinds of things to think about when we think about coverage. It's not simple, it's not straightforward. There are a lot of complexities involved in coverage as well.